Hey everybody, quick episode of TJ's Garage. Today we had a real interesting situation with this pontoon boat. We got this 100 horsepower Honda motor, and if you look at the prop, looks like the thing's never been used, which is kind of strange. So the person that bought this boat used called me up and says, you know, we drove this out on the lake, got it about a quarter mile out, and it just died. I figure, okay, it's got to be a dead battery. Well, first of all, they didn't have a marine battery in there. They had a car battery. Car batteries work off alternators because they recharge. Marine batteries, totally different battery. So anyway, we took this thing back home and we took the shroud off and took all the coils off, and we had spark, which was kind of odd. So next thing you look for is fuel. Well, when we took the spark plugs out to check for spark, we noticed that the plugs smelled like varnish. So, which was kind of odd because if the spark plug's firing, it shouldn't smell like varnish. So then we came over here and we took all the filters out. Like fuel filter was up here. Traced all the fuel lines down here. Took all the fuel lines off. And for some reason, all the gas was yellow. Smelled like varnish. So this is what we got out of here. We got 28 gallons of this out of there. Now if you notice it's cloudy, that's because the last remaining few gallons had water in it. So we had to purge the entire tank out, and to do that we used one of these to get every last drop. It's just a basic $8 siphon pump, and we got every last drop out of here. And we noticed that all the gas we got out smelled like some kind of fuel additive. None of it smelled like gas. So you're talking 25 to 28 gallons of supposed gas that wasn't really gas. So we called the person that owned this and we said, why would it be this way? Well, it turns out that the people that were original owners of this boat had it on a lake that you can only use an electric motor. Well, there you go. That's why this motor has been sitting for so many years and hasn't been used. So they kept putting fuel additives into the tank. Well, the tank was full of supposed gas, but with all the fuel additives, it wasn't even gas anymore. So everything that was in there had the orange tone to it, and it smelled like not even varnish, something other than gas. So we had to take everything apart. We had to purge the entire gas tank. We had to get new plugs, new fuel filter, and actually even the primer ball had to be purged out, which is right here. And we noticed when we first started it up, when we squeezed the primer ball, it wouldn't reinflate, which means the check valve was kind of stuck. That was another clue to fuel not working through the system. So anyway, we got everything purged. We're just waiting on a fuel filter. All the lines are cleaned out. The tank is completely full, and we added a little quart of fuel additive as far as fuel injector cleaner, not additive, fuel injector cleaner, because once we start this up, I could pull the fuel injectors, but since they said they had it running, I didn't want to pull them out and scrub them off. So it should be fine. Once we run this tank through, everything will work. So what we're going to do in a couple days when we get the fuel filter, we're going to do another video, and we're going to show this thing running after 28 gallons of gas has been purged out of here. New plugs, new fuel filter, everything should be fine. So we'll let you see that in about 3 days. Thanks.